Number 5. Enhydrotherium. Meet Enhydrotherium terranove, the most confused swimmer of the Miocene. Picture an otter scaled up to the size of a golden retriever with the upper body strength of a guy who never skips arm day. It lived roughly between 6 and 4 million years ago and weighed about 50 to 100 pounds basically. The kind of otter you'd think twice about booping. For decades, scientists thought they had this one solved. Fossils in Florida and California, check. Teeth shaped to crush shells, check. Case closed, obviously a coastal shell eater. Ancestor of modern sea otters. Then one day, someone dug up a jawbone in central Mexico, 200 miles from the Pacific, 600 from the Gulf. Translation: this otter didn't swim the coast, it hiked across the continent. Turns out, Enhydrotherium wasn't a beach bum, it was a river-roaming generalist. A four-legged backpacker that could handle long road trips on land. Rechecking the coastal fossils made it worse. They were found 75 miles inland, and the stomach contents, not just shells, fish bones. This thing ate whatever moved. But the weirdest part is how it swam. Modern otters kick with their hind legs and tails. Enhydrotherium didn't care for that nonsense. It had absurdly jacked forelimbs and powered itself like a sea lion, a freshwater otter doing the butterfly stroke. Evolution looked at this and said, sure, let's make an otter that thinks it's a seal. So congratulations, Enhydrotherium, first member of the Arm Day Hall of Fame. Number 4. Acrophoca. Jump ahead to the Cenozoic post-dinosaur. Oceans packed with mammals testing out new software, somewhere off Peru and Chile. Evolution pushed an update called Acrophoca longirostris, the swan-necked seal, a name that sounds elegant until you actually see it. This little freak lived about 7 million years ago and stretched barely 5 feet, roughly a tall 8th grader with fins. Its claim to fame, a ridiculously long neck, like someone hit stretch in Photoshop. When scientists rebuilt it, they called it the mustached plesiosaur, which is both accurate and insulting. For decades, everyone figured it was the ancestor of the leopard seal. Made sense, long neck, southern hemisphere, scary vibe. Then modern genetics came in and went, yeah, no. Turns out, Acrophoca wasn't even close. It was an early monk seal on the wrong career path. That swan neck, great for peeking at fish. Terrible for swimming. Its flippers were weak, its body draggy, so it lurked near shore, waiting for dumb fish to wander too close. Meanwhile, its sleeker, bullet-shaped cousins down south evolved into real powerhouses. Acrophoca got left behind, the evolutionary equivalent of a beta app that never made it out of testing. Think of it as the Zune of the seal world, weirdly charming, totally obsolete, and swiftly deleted when the iPod of seals, the leopard seal, rolled out. Evolution, like any tech company, has no mercy for slow updates. Number 3. Jaekelopterus. When you hear sea scorpion, you probably imagine something lobster-sized. Cute. Now forget that, because Jaekelopterus rhenanii was 8 feet of armored nightmare. Based on a claw, 1.5 feet long, found in Germany. Scientists estimate the whole thing was the size of a saltwater crocodile, basically. A battle tank lobster waiting in the shallows. But like every famous monster, Jaekelopterus is built on 2 big lies. Lie number 1, it wasn't a scorpion. Not even close. It was a eurypterid, a cousin of spiders and scorpions, but far enough removed to get its own family reunion. Calling it a sea scorpion is like calling a bat a mouse with wings. Lie number 2, it didn't live in the sea. The smaller eurypterids did. The big boss here, freshwater, which makes it worse. It wasn't an ocean monster, it was a river ambusher. Picture this, a metallic bug 8 feet long creeping through a murky Devonian river, waiting for something or someone to move. And it hunted by sight. How? With biological night vision, its compound eyes had huge photoreceptor cells about 70 micrometers wide, while yours are 1 or 2. That's like trading a flashlight for a stadium spotlight. Just like modern horseshoe crabs, those oversized detectors gave it razor-sharp contrast in near darkness. So yes, this thing was basically wearing built-in night vision goggles. The result? An armored predator with 8 legs, high-def vision, and zero-chill stalking fish, and maybe even its own kind. If Jurassic Park ever adds an underwater DLC, Jaekelopterus would be the final boss, and the only winning move would be exit game. Number 2. Desmodus draculae. If number 3 was the nightmare of murky water, number 2 is the nightmare of the night itself. Meet Desmodus draculae, the giant vampire bat, or as I like to call it, Evolution's limited edition insomnia project. This thing was about 30% bigger than any vampire bat alive today. Its wingspan stretched nearly 2 feet, enough to cover your face and your dignity in one go. It wasn't your cute Halloween bat, it was a flying shot glass with an attitude. So why so big? Because its dinner was, too. During the Ice Age, D. draculae didn't waste time with cows or goats. It specialized in megafauna, the walking buffets of prehistory. We're talking giant ground sloths the size of trucks, Ice Age horses, and other don't even fit in a zoo creatures. Fossils of this bat show up right next to their bones, as if leaving a signature fed here. Picture this, a 2-ounce bat gently landing on a sloth that weighs a few tons, slicing a tiny wound with surgical fangs, and lapping up blood like a wine critic at a tasting. Its saliva had anesthetics and anticoagulants, meaning the sloth never even noticed it had been hacked by nature's tiniest vampire. And here comes the horror movie twist: it didn't die out when you think it did. D. Draculae survived the Ice Age, cruised straight into the Holocene era. Some bones haven't even fossilized yet. In Argentina, a Desmodus fang was found in soil only 300 years old. That's roughly 1650, meaning while Galileo was looking at the stars and Shakespeare was pondering to be or not to be, this bat was still out there wondering to drink or not to drink. Eventually, it went out the quiet way: death by unemployment. When the big animals vanished, so did its food source. Its smaller cousins, more flexible and less picky, took over. D. Draculae was too specialized, too proud, and evolution doesn't do severance pay. So there it is, the last real vampire on Earth. A creature that lived long enough to meet us, and died because of us. A tragic ending for something that once made the Ice Age lose sleep. Number 1. Hydrodamulus gigas. We started this journey with movie monsters. Let's end it with a real one we actually killed. Meet Hydrodamulus gigas, the Stellar's sea cow, also known as the prime rib of the Arctic Ocean. This wasn't some ancient fossil. This was a living giant of our own era, a 10-ton cousin of the manatee stretching nearly 30 feet long. Bigger than a killer whale, slower than bad Wi-Fi, it was the ultimate gentle titan, calm, massive, and delicious. Once, herds of them roamed the North Pacific. By the time the Ice Age ended, they were cornered in the frigid Bering Sea, the last chapter of a long empire. Then in 1741, German naturalist Georg Wilhelm Steller shipwrecked on Bering Island and accidentally stumbled into one of nature's last legends. He described the creatures as peaceful giants, eating seaweed and letting humans touch them. Basically, floating steaks that smiled back. And that discovery, it was their death sentence. Word spread faster than a TikTok challenge: free meat at Bering Island. Within months, sailors, whalers, and fur traders arrived with harpoons, hunger, and no sense of moderation. In just 27 years, less time than it takes to finish one long-running TV show, humans wiped them out. By 1768, Hydrodamulus gigas was gone. Not by comet, not by climate, just by appetite. From legend to cautionary tale, it became the fossilized evidence of our own greed. The record of extinction isn't just 400 million years old, it's still being written. And the pen is in our hands. You've reached the end of beastlore, where we dig up the strangest creatures time tried to forget. So, what should we unearth next? A. Animals wiped out by humans. B. Evolution's failed beta tests. Or C. Prehistoric survivors still alive today. Drop your vote, A, B, C, plus your reason in the comments. We read them all and might dig your pick next time. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next episode where we meet a creature so bizarre, scientists had to rewrite time itself.